Okay, so how do we interpret this? I'm using that NHS guide that was in the reading section, option 2 of the reading section. And I'm basically going to go through these 5 rules. Now, keep in mind that these rules are they're specific ways to determine if some pattern doesn't appear to be random. We know there's going to be up and down just by pure randomness alone. This is kind of a common cause variation, they call it. Special cause variation means we think that something is going on out of the ordinary. And so we're going to look at anything that has a low probability of happening. The first thing would be a single point outside the control limits. And by control limits, we're talking about these 3 standard deviations away from the average. So in my case, it's this dark green and the light green. And so that would be any point whatsoever. Mine certainly don't have that. Mine don't even have anything that's more than 2. I mean, it's got one that's right on the line, basically, of 2 standard deviations, but certainly nothing more than 3 standard deviation. So I don't have any special cause rule here for rule number 1. What about a run of 8 or more points in either continuously above or continuously below the center line? Well, here notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, a run of 4, and then it resets because I drop below the line. 1, 2, then it resets. There's 1, resets, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. This one here, okay, I ended up making my chart a little bigger so that I could see these points more clearly. And I also figured out if it's really near one of these lines, it helps to kind of slide up the line. There I can see it's 355 that night and the average is 356. So this is below average. So that would be 2 below in a row. This is 3 above. So I'm really, again, not even coming close to having 8 or more points either above the center line or below the center line. What about 6 consecutive points increasing or decreasing? So here I have 3 in a row increasing, then I have 3 in a row decreasing, and then 3 in a row increasing, decreasing. There's really no place. Here's about where I have the most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fairly close, but still not 6. 2 out of 3 points near a control limit in the outer one. Okay, so I'm looking for this zone up here and this zone down here. And I don't even have any in that upper zone. And in that lower zone, I also don't have any. So I have 1 here. This is probably my closest to getting into that region right there. So 2 out of 3 I do not have. And 15 in a row in the inner 1/3. Now this one I may have a possibility at here. So I'm going to click in, zoom out a little bit so I can count more quickly. So we're talking about in between these 2 blue lines. Is there any place where I have 15 in a row? Here maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was 7 in a row. Nope, nowhere's 15. And by the way, they have 1 out of their 15 that's not within the center. So I think they were somehow ignoring that just to show you what it might look like if you had 15. If they would ignore that, they would have 15 in a row in the inner 1/3. So what I've found is I don't meet any of those rules. And what does that mean? Well, that means that my process is essentially in control. There's nothing strange. There's no special cause going on here. This is all common cause variation.